How the heck are you, everybody? I am Fastidious. Welcome to my channel and welcome to a part 2 of the Should You Summon today. This is something I've never done before, but I was thinking about it a lot all day and I made a big mistake in the Should You Summon for the Virna and Kai 15X. What is it? Well, I stand by my entire assessment of the banner when it comes to the legendary heroes, but I completely ignored the epics on this banner, specifically one right here, Laurel. Laurel has a case to be a triple S hero. That designation is only held by one epic in the whole game on my website, fastidious.gg. Let me pop that open for you guys really quickly right about now. We'll get into this in just a second. So Dolores has triple S. There are 4 other non-lords that have it, and then 3 lords have it as well. I've actually chatted with Destined and some other creators. Should I make Laurel triple S? I'm still on the fence about it. So how is she that good? How is there an epic who's like in the conversation with Dolores as the very best epic in the game? One of the very, very best heroes. Well, let's get into it right now. We don't need an intro. We don't need anything. This is a huge, extra special reason to summon on this banner. Let me make an enormous caveat because I think it wooshed a couple people. All the analysis I made of Virna in my video earlier today, go check that out, was assuming you didn't have her. It's the exact same thing for Laurel now. If you've got one copy, that is fine. Her awakenings are awesome. Eventually, you're going to want her A5. You're going to want her max skill, blah, 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 blah. But the main Laurel, my dog just made the weirdest sound of all time. The main Laurel use that almost every player is going to get immediately is very easy to achieve. You only need her 5 stars and 5-star promotion, nothing more. That allows her talent to kick into effect, and it is crazy. She is completely busted in so much content. So actually, let us begin there. Let me pull up my website. This is fastidious.gg. Also, people keep asking when the next update will be. It will be within the next 5 or 6 weeks. We'll have it done by the time the anniversary event comes. We'll have a special builds included. All the heroes will be up to date, a new tier list, everything you want to see. Have no fear. Let's pull this up right now. Let me move myself over here, get my big old head out of the way. I'll make myself teeny tiny as well. We're not going to break this down. You can go check her out to see the entry we wrote, all that kind of stuff, the full breakdown. What I want to key in on are the tier list rankings that we gave her. So if we look over here, she's an S+ overall. I think that goes without saying. To me, she is so obviously the second best epic in the game. No one can really compete with Dolores. She's probably the best hero in the game by certain estimations, depending on how you look at it. But after Dolores, to me, it's so obviously Laurel. Then, you've got Hollow and Idril and these other amazing heroes, Vortex. But to me, it's just head and shoulders Dolores, and then a big drop, not big drop, but a noticeable drop to Laurel, and then another noticeable drop before you reach any other epic. She is tremendous in Guild Boss. This should be, if we did triple S for individual content, she would have that there. She's on literally every team. Literally every team. I'll show you that when we go back to the game. Gear Aid 1, S+. Rage Regen is so important. I use her in every takeover I've ever done, as long as the account has her. Gear Aid 2, only an S, just because you don't need her, but boy, does she make it easy. She's crazy. The Rage Regen she gives is tremendous. Gear Aid 3, she is not a must, but boy, is she close. She is, for all the normal strats, all the main strats you've seen me do, I'm going to use Laurel. She's that special. Gear Aid 4, again, not a necessity, but she can be really great, especially if you can find room in your team comp to get her cycling. For a lot of comps, if you don't have the right amount of Rage Regen, and certainly if you do not have an A1 Valkyra, if you're going to run Valkyra on top, you kind of need Laurel if you can't get that DPS and speed and Rage Regen balance perfect. For Void Rift, just give her B+. You don't need her, but she's nice. Campaign, same thing. We gave her an A there. Faction Trial, A+. I could hear S. She's an amazing member of the Esotericists. Maybe this actually should be S. Codex Sticks, this is a B rating. Maybe it should even be lower. This is before they changed the sticks. Now you don't really need the Rage Regen. Guild Wars, you're never going to use her there, ever. And then for Arena, we gave her A+ and everything because you can use a nice little rage spam. I could hear arguments for S and some of the stuff if people have some niche strategies, but overall, she's nice, but she's not going to be strictly meta, at least what I've seen of your typical Arena. As you can see, she's just cracked out. When it comes to PvE stuff, she is just mind-blowing. She's so good. It is so stupid. So let's get straight to the chase now. What is the point I'm trying to make? Why am I filming at midnight, right before I go to bed, after I drove 8 hours today to get to Chicago, all the way from Pittsburgh? Well, it's because I don't want people thinking, all right, the only reason you would ever summon on this banner is for Virna. Maybe you need a mage, or really you need Virna to pair with your Silas, or a Silas that hopefully will be coming to your account one day. Another huge reason, obviously, is Laurel. If you don't have her, you need her, and they have made her rate basement. She's ties for the rarest epic in the game now. She's hard to get your hands on. She's like the same rate as getting like Hollow, so kind of most new players will need to snag her on a 15x rate up. So I will say, if you are struggling at all in progression, kind of no one helps with PvE content more than Laurel. And I mean, including legendaries. She busts things wide open. For a lot of content, she's like as special as Dolores. So let's really quickly talk about her kit. I think I've already made my point. If you don't know, it kind of all goes around this talent. Increases rage regen attack by 1. That's cool. It just allows you to get her rage up. It's the second line. This is a separate thing. Additionally, but not additionally, this is the main thing. Upon death or when you retreat her from battle, both counts, provides surrounding allies with a restoration of 50% of their rage cap upon death or upon her retrieval from the battlefield. When you pick her up, put her back on your bench, right? So what does this mean? Whatever the rage cap of that hero is, so someone like Wrath with a low rage cap of 300, you get 50%. It's 150. Someone who has a really, really high one, like let's say Demi, I think is 1100 with skill ups, you'll get 550. It's just 50% of the bar. It just shoots up. This game is all about triggering ults, doing them as much as possible. This is the best way you can possibly do it. The reason she's so meta for guild boss, right, is because you can not just use her to help the heroes around her, but also help Hollow get her ult up so she can give more rage to everyone else around her. It's so synergistic. It's so special. If you want to know what this means, the surrounding allies, it's any tile diagonally or up, down, left, right, directly touching her. So it's the 3 above her, 3 below her, 1 to the right, 1 to the left. It's not actually her range. It's just the square around her. But it's super special. It's super cool. I want to quickly touch on her other skills because they're awesome. It's very slept on, Nature's Aspiration. Important to know, if this is triggered, her passive will not work. Her passive can only happen if the ult is not triggered. However, this can give a nice chunk of rage, and especially when you get her A5, it can restore rage to an additional target. It's hard to generate rage in this game, especially if you don't have targets to hit or targets that are hitting you. If you don't have Hollow, if you don't have Elwyn, but even if you do, bring a Laurel too. For me, Gear Raid 1, I like to bring all 3. She can give a lot of rage if you time it really nicely, not just from her talent, not just from picking her up from the battlefield or her dying, but also from this over here. And then this passive, this damage increase is so slept on. At max skill, this can last 9 seconds, and when you get to level 5, it is a damage increase of 20%. It's going to last for 9 seconds as long as you trigger the ult of any other ally anywhere on the map while she is deployed and she has not currently been running her ultimate. Her ultimate has not currently been triggered. That is one caveat. But this damage increase, if you use it right, is really powerful. All in all, Laurel is a freak. She's amazing. That's going to be the end of the video already. I just wanted to make it very, very clear that there's another huge reason to be summoning on this banner if you don't have Laurel. If you have her already, it's fine. You can eventually soulstone her up. It's not worth busting the bank over this banner if you already got a copy. If you don't have a copy, she's hard to get. Time to go get her. All right, guys, I've been Fastidious. If you like my stuff, like it, get in the comments, let me know what you think, subscribe, share it with your mother, and I'll see you real soon.
Fastidious.